Is it really possible for your average Magic the Gathering player to reach Mythic without spending a single penny? Today, we're going to put that to the test, starting with a fresh account and grinding the ranked ladder to see how many games it takes to reach the coveted Mythic rank.
Hello everybody, my name is AJ and welcome to day 23 of the free-to-play to Mythic Challenge. Now, the past few days have not been the kindest to us. We've gone on some pretty bad losing streaks, lost a decent chunk of progress, but today is a good day. I feel it in my bones, and I'm sure we're going to get some wins and get back on track. Show you guys the deck list and hop right into it. Here's the deck list we are running for today. It is still unchanged. I feel almost 100% confident on it. Some changes I might tweak, but I'd say about 95% sure this is the list I enjoy the most. I love Shelter by Ghosts. I've said that many a time in this series, and I'll continue to. I think it's a great card. I think it's unbelievably underrated. But without further ado, let's hop into the ranked ladder and get some wins. Here we are in game number 1 with a hand I really like, actually. We have Protection. We have Go Wide with the early Chocobos. We have a Mossborn Hydra with some fetch lands. All we need is an untapped land to get the Mossborn Hydra on curve. We have a great turn 1, turn 2 plan. We can play our Terramorphic Expanse now. Get our white mana in for a potential Shelter by Ghost, especially into what looks like some kind of Izzet deck. Potentially Jeskai Control again. Is what it appears to be. Imagine a Lightning Strike probably could be a good choice for them. Get them, yeah, or Lightning Helix I should say, but get our Chocobos out of, before our Chocobos get out of Lightning Strike range. I think probably the right choice is just to Forest and wait on the Mossborn Hydra. I mean, we can play the Hydra with Fabled Passage next turn and get it out of Lightning Strike range as well, bar a counter spell. We have Defend the Rider and Shelter by Ghost for whatever potential threat they might play. If they take a turn off to draw, that'd probably be best for me. Just like 4-color Control, perhaps? Very interesting. I don't love that they have access to the black removal suite now. It's definitely a little bit intimidating, but I think with double Defend the Rider, we're in a pretty good spot here. I think this hand is pretty strong. We've got a lot of early threats and things to do. Let's see. Turn 4 is a big turn for them. They could get 2 kill spells out. I believe Hexproof prevents even an uncounterable spell because it just can't target it. I see why they're running the black, but that is a phenomenal way to start the day. Absolutely love getting an early win again, especially against Control. And we'll hop right into game number 2. Okay, this is a very similar hand on the play, or on the draw, I should say. I definitely don't despise it. Get Tifa in, have room for Shelter by Ghost very soon afterward. It does look to be mono black of some kind, and so I at the very least am certain that I want to Shelter by Ghost away that Unholy Annex that I am sure they will probably drop on their turn 3. Spend a turn removing Tifa, that's okay as well. This was definitely a riskier hand to keep. We only really have one threat. It's definitely unfortunate. Especially that they still have 2 mana to put down another Demon Wall. But we can grab our white mana. And hopefully we'll top deck something useful for us. It's not quite it, but yeah, I suppose there's really not much to do but wait. So wait we shall. Okay. That's actually a decent Shelter by Ghost target, I think. Yeah, we'll grab our mana. I think that's the right choice. I think we want mana to play things before we get our landfall triggers in, especially since we've top decked like 5 lands in a row, which is a little bit frustrating, I will not lie. But we are fortunate to get the Bloodletter away. I would really, honestly, I would love if they chose to spend a turn trying to remove the Llanowar Elves, and we can simply defend the Rider it away. Which it appears they're thinking about doing. We'll let them pay the ward 2, and then we will protect our elves. Take off full control mode now. Grab some more mana, thin out the deck from some of those basics, and hopefully find a pretty big threat. Mossborn Hydra is exactly that. I like the idea of slamming it down now. We can get it out of Tragic Trajectory range, but it's also very possible that they have a kill spell up there. Let's see, Tragic Trajectory is sorcery speed, so we can wait as long as we want to on the Fabled Passage. Use it as interaction. It's Bitter Triumph, that is okay. But we are in a top deck battle now, which I don't hate. It is not the end of the world. We have a lot of really good draws. We have some ways to filter out some of those basic lands. I mean, we filtered out almost 10 lands. Actually, looks like exactly 11 lands, so it should be pretty hard for us to find lands. It's only about a third of our deck. We can get some, hopefully, threats in. Hope for some bad draws from our opponent. They have the mana that if they top deck removal, they can get their Bloodletter back, which is unfortunate to say the least. I think I'm okay to trade these away. I don't have a blocker for the Bloodletter anyway. That is frustrating. Definitely should not be seeing as many lands as we are. But we'll see what our opponent finds. As long as they haven't found another piece of removal, I'm not too frustrated. I'm happy with a land and a land from them, at least for a couple turns. Terrasymbiosis is a fine card. It is a fine card. Actually is really, really nice if we can find something with counters next turn. We'll keep this land drop just in case we do. So let's see. It's very possible that's removal sitting right there. They can stop my counters would be unfortunate, so I'm hoping for a Mossborn Hydra, something that enters with counters, so at least gets a card draw going. Worldsoul's Rage, I don't hate. Lets me kill the Aquazats. Tifa's not exactly it, but I'm happy to burn a removal spell on Tifa. So that hopefully we get something with counters that'll stick. Yeah, I'm very okay with them using their removal on Tifa. Top deck land is actually great. Actually, no, it's not, because we just lose the game. Well, I don't know why they didn't do that last turn. So, That's unfortunate. Unfortunate loss. But that's okay. We're running 26 lands. We are expected to see a lot of lands off the top. That's what we want to see a lot of the times. Just didn't come at the right opportunities. We'll get into game 3 and hopefully have a little bit better top decks. Okay, we're on the draw again with actually a very similar hand. It's very risky. We need an untapped land, but if we do, we get Mossborn Hydra on turn 2. We have 2 Mossborn Hydras, a Shelter by Ghost to boot. I think this is a better version of the hand we kept last game. I like it significantly less into a red-based deck. I don't really want the Llanowar Elves to get lightning bolted. Or burst lightning, whatever the 1 mana do-2 is. The shock equivalent. Definitely unfortunate, but can take turn 2 off to find a white mana. Not sure how much I like drawing more lands, but 'tis not the end of the world. Let's get our white mana. I don't really want to play the Mossborn Hydra turn 3 because I know it's just going to get kill-spelled. I honestly would really like to wait. I know that's greedy. And actually that kill spell is one less kill spell that hits me in the face, so I'm okay with it tentatively. On next turn I can play Hydra with Shelter by Ghost. Or sorry, with the Fabled Passage and get it out of most kill spells range. Take a lot of damage here though. And Defend the Rider is a great card to boot, but there are a lot of cards that simply lose us the game here. We just have to hope and pray that we can live long enough to slap Shelter by Ghost on the Hydra. If we survive this turn, we probably win. But if they play basically any card, we lose. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So we weren't able to get Shelter by Ghosts in time. I don't think there's anything we could have changed there. So, that being said, not too upset about the loss. I'll never be too frustrated about a loss where we played well. Unfortunate way to lose another pip, but we'll get right back into it with game number 4. Here we are on the draw again, but with a very, very threatening hand. And we have so many threats. I feel really good about the position we're in. Even if we don't find a land, we're in a decent spot. That actually might be better to play this turn than a different card. Try and get our 3 drops in. I would assume this is mono white life gain, so I don't know why starting town is... Yeah, I truly do not know why starting town is in the land base. But we will slap a Traveling Chocobo down, hopefully find a land to play, which is exactly what we want to see. Next turn we can get a Hydra with a Fabled Passage, and that'll be pretty good. I think we actually have a really good matchup into... Well, I don't want to say a good matchup into life gain, but we definitely have a way to kill them, even if they gain 1,000,000 life. We need to get some blockers up now, though, so we will play Tifa. We will play Bill. And we will Fabled Passage on her. We'll save that for next turn to double her again. And maybe we'll be in an okay spot. And they just have a super explosive start. definitely just understand if they win the game here. Let's see what they swing with. Well, we can grab our white mana just in case. Tifa can double to kill the Leonin right now. If we put a counter on Bill, it doesn't accomplish too much, so we might as well put a counter on Tifa so she lives. Chump block. And unfortunately, we'll only be at 3 life, but we're not in a horrible position. We are able to get another blocker in. I don't hate the idea of getting in the Traveling Chocobo, but I like the Mossborn Hydra a lot. Again, we'll save the escape tunnel for interaction. If they have removal, we'll lose, which is unfortunate, but it really depends just if they have a Get Lost or a Shelter by Ghosts or a Banishing Light in hand. I could see all of those being ran in this deck. Okay. I can live with that. I think actually a Traveling Chocobo and potentially a fetch land could give us something pretty good. Actually would get us a 64/64 Hydra. Oh, well, we have to chump block with the Hydra though, so it's really it's not a real thing. Well, no, I suppose what we can do is we can actually block this way, keep the Mossborn Hydra alive, kill the Halia. We still have that potential for a victory, I think. Traveling Chocobo. Fetch land is exactly what we want to see. That is a super fortunate victory, or a super fortunate top deck. I believe it's a victory. We're going to resolve these Bristly Bill triggers, crack the land, and we'll get 4 doubles on the Hydra after it's at 8, which feels phenomenal. And that should be more than enough. Let all these resolve. Got a huge Hydra to swing in, and super fortunate that our opponent did not have the removal that they needed. But we will take a nice victory, minus 64 life on our opponent after they went up to 50. Feels pretty good. Nice to see the deck pop off, and makes you feel really confident going into the next game. Here we are on the play with a hand that maybe is a little slow, but is very explosive if we're able to get it running. I think, honestly, Mono Red is really the only deck that I would hate to see. Even then, them being on the draw makes me feel a lot better. Golgari Graveyard potentially is also a little bit scary. Or I guess it would be Sultai, but they can definitely pull off a win on turn 4. Okay, we will crack this for a red. We'll try and get our Hydra in. If it gets kill spelled, that's unfortunate. I'm sure they have a kill spell in hand, but there's really not too much else to do. Perhaps this hand isn't as explosive as I originally anticipated. I think seeing 2 Mossborn Hydras got me excited with the Worldsoul's Rage finisher. But I think that perhaps there are better options. I think here, actually, I'm actually willing to play the Chocobo and the Elves and see if I can't squeak some removal out of our friend. Only so much removal that they can have in that hand. If they spend it on the Chocobo, I feel a lot better about playing the second Hydra. And all we need is a Hydra to stick for 1 turn, and Worldsoul's Rage Feels pretty good. The black removal obviously gives it a much better chance to not die immediately. Or it gives a much better chance for them to not die immediately. They have a better chance to kill it than most other colors. But hopefully this board is pretty wide that they don't have the pieces to answer it all. Okay. Let's see if this Mossborn Hydra sticks around. This Worldsoul's Rage probably is enough for the victory. Let's see. Oh, they can't afford their Odin now. That is unfortunate. Yeah, that is really unfortunate. There's no way we're going the Chocobo to be big. I mean, we can get it up to like 6, but... Okay, that's frustrating. I think we save the escape tunnel. If they steal the Hydra, that's pretty rough. And they know the hand now too, which is unfortunate. I don't love that, but I suppose we will wait. Well, I'll sack this one now because there's really no reason not to. I should have done that last turn. I think in Worldsoul's Rage, we could just Worldsoul's Rage for 2, but we can Fabled Passage Worldsoul's Rage for 3 on whatever they play. So we will Fabled Passage in their end step, but pretend like we won't. Let's filter out the deck a little bit. Defend the Rider is an interesting card. And we can do it for 4. Hit them for a lot. Have a lot. I think I'd rather keep it as removal, to be completely honest. So I think we will just stick around and wait. Let's see. That's tough. Dang the... Oh, well, I did not think that that would give them indestructible. That's very interesting. So I just lose the game, right? Because the Primal Odin. Well, I suppose they could hit me with a Tyrant, but I can still make a blocker with Defend the Rider. It's not ideal, but it's also not quite the end of the world. We cannot Worldsoul's Rage for 6, however. We can for 5. So Odin will go away next turn, but... yeah, I mean, we're down pretty low. Throw it all down. If we find something, we'll see, but... very possible I lose pretty soon here. We'll go to 3, we'll see what we can... oh, I blanked on their creature land. It's definitely an unfortunate loss. I think that was potentially a poor keep on my front. I think red and black-based decks it probably loses to. Unfortunately, we played against one. So, information for next one, we'll definitely try and, I think, need to be a little bit more aggressive with our mulligans. We need to be a lot more explosive when playing these decks. So we'll keep that in mind and do better for the next game. Okay, here we are getting into game number 6. This is, well, I suppose it's close to being an explosive hand. It requires a little bit of luck, either an untapped land for the Tifa, or a lack of turn 1 or 2 removal, actually, for this Chocobo. So any not red deck, potentially, if they don't use their removal on the Chocobo, they want to do something instead, that feels okay. But we'll get our Chocobo in, and actually, because we have Defend the Rider, we can just go ahead and crack this, get some extra life going, because being on the play, slapping a Shelter by Ghost just for the ward is actually something I'm okay with, because they're not ever going to be able to keep up with that pace. Here, I think we'll swing, see what they want to do. Like, there was merit to just slapping the Shelter by Ghost down there, but I think the best choice is honestly probably to just land drop. Yeah, honestly, I think the best choice for me was just to Shelter by Ghost and land drop twice. Just get in damage and get this Chocobo hard to kill. Like, it's a tough play to think about, like, oh, you're just not going to get any value on a Shelter by Ghost? Okay, buddy, but honestly, I genuinely don't hate it. I'm going to grab white here, or not white, sorry, green instead of the red here, because I'd rather be able to, like, Tifa and hold up Defend the Rider or something like that. Like, I'm happy to Shelter by Ghost here. Even if just for the ward protection. I'm actually completely okay with them negating that as well. Much rather them negate that than a Defend the Rider. So I feel really good about this game. I think this is a really explosive hand, definitely has the potential to be a very threatening game. And we will land drop first of all, because we want to have both Defend the Riders active. But we'll Shelter by Ghost and put them on a 2-turn clock. And with 2 Defend the Riders and the ward cost, I actually think that might be enough. Negate it again, that's okay. Fetch land still kills them next turn. And I would like to keep Defend the Rider. I'd like to have both. I think that's more important than the Llanowar Elves. Yes, with the Llanowar Elves, 1 land is a victory. I suppose we could have Defend the Rider for the 1/1, but that notwithstanding, we'll get our Chocobo in. If they tap out for another deadly cover-up, I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with this too, I think. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. I will protect the Chocobo. And then a fetch land again is a victory. So we get this Chocobo to 2. That is not really what I want to see. And I don't understand why Arena tap. Like, this is so stupid. Who would ever tap their lands like this? I mean, wow. Yeah, really frustrating. Really stupid. Like, Arena always taps the white mana when I need it and refuses to tap it. I mean, that's so stupid. But it is what it is. You can't get too mad at Arena's algorithm or however they decide we tap our lands. It's our fault for not paying more attention. See what they do. With this Terramorphic Expanse, we're okay. I don't think they have a way to block this, and they don't have instant speed board wipe, I don't think. Sure. You know, they just don't have enough blockers. That is an awesome, awesome win. Really, really nice to get us back into the positive. Well, I suppose we're back to even for the day, 3-3. But really nice win against the Dimir Control, it looks like. So we'll hop right into game number 7 with a similar attitude, try and get some more explosive hands. Okay, here we are on the draw with another one of those hands that I feel like really has the power to be super explosive. I mean, yeah, we're not going to win on turn 4. We don't have the doublers out, but we have Chocobo and Tifa with Shelter by Ghost and Defend the Rider, and that's a really nice combo I like to see. Especially when our opponent is unfortunate enough to have to go to 6. Does look like they might be playing Mono Right Life Gain. Definitely a deck that we have the potential to beat. Okay. A couple options here. We could Shelter by Ghost on the Chocobo, which I actually really like because they probably are never going to be able to remove it in that case. Happy to get rid of this. Well, I suppose the Ruin Lurker Bat is probably the best thing to get rid of right now. That only is good with counters. The Bat is just a nice way for them to find some pseudo card advantage, as it were, in the Sazh. Here, I'm happy to just Fabled Passage and keep Defend the Rider up. Swing with our Chocobo. And we will crack this now. There's really no reason not to. Just wanted to we wanted to wait on it in case they thought they could trade with Linden. But we're doing okay here. We're not winning the damage race, but we're pretty close to it. At some point, maybe there's merit to just holding up the Chocobo. Like, there's actually definitely, I should just be holding up the Chocobo, because then they can't attack. And definitely they are winning with me slam attacking over and over. I suppose they won't be for that long. I'm actually completely fine to Defend the Rider my own Shelter by Ghost. A little hexproof, and we'll slap down Tifa, and we will play our fetch land. We'll get 2 land drops in next turn, so Tifa will be pretty scary, and I think we just hold up the blocker of the Chocobo. Probably the right choice until we can really start swinging in. I suppose they have the flyers. I mean, yeah, maybe that was stupid to hold back the Chocobo. Yeah, I suppose that's not the right choice. Should just be swinging. But here, I'm actually really happy to Worldsoul's Raid and get 2 more triggers on the Tifa Lockhart. Well, 2 more triggers goes to 16. Can't force them to block, but the Chocobo will get pretty strong. So maybe we should just do 1, so we can keep Shelter by Ghost up, and we'll just kill one of these. Or keep Defend the Rider up, I apologize. Tifa can still get in for some pretty good damage. I'm okay with her trading with either of those cards. And that Chocobo is now big enough that I think we win the damage race. Defend the Rider plus Shelter by Ghost feels really good. Let's see what we can find off the top. That's definitely a scary card to see. Be 4 more counter, especially, yeah, he's getting lots of individual triggers. Actually, that's 2 more triggers, because the Shelter by Ghosts. Definitely scary, I will attest to that. But Terrasymbiosis is a great card draw for us, so we'll not complain. Yes, please. Finding another Tifa is whatever. I suppose I would like to swing here. They try to double block, I can live with that. And we can just chump block with Tifa on the Ajani's Pridemate because we have 2 more in hand. Get pretty big, but we'll just third chief in there. There's really no reason not to. We have more in the hand to jump block. Ooh, Traveling Chocobo is really nice. I know there's again. I don't know why we're tapping out all of our green mana. Now I don't want to play that second Sazh's Chocobo. Well, let's hope we have a land off the top. We don't. Super frustrating. Just on the Sazh approach is so. I need to pay attention. I need to be paying attention to how I'm tapping my mana. I need to stop letting Arena do it for me. First time, maybe it's my fault. At this point, I think it's probably just on me. I'll chump block the Pridemate, but I think I'll take the other 4. Definitely survived the other damage. Still are winning the race. Actually, we can Shelter by Ghost away that Linden and maybe be in a decent spot. Let's have Shelter by Ghost because Bill will actually be pretty good. Actually, maybe we just get rid of the Pridemate. Is that the right choice? Yeah, probably getting rid of the Pridemate is just the correct option here. And hopefully there's a land sitting underneath that Bristly Bill. We can eke out 1 more win. I think I can take all of this, no problem. Yeah, we'll gain some life back, but Bill will be hopefully enough to get us some more damage going. That's exactly what we want to see. So we will put our counters on Tifa. Fortunate enough our opponent surrenders, we don't have to go through the motions, but Tifa would have grown into a huge doubler. Great win, gets us actually in the positive for today, gets us 1 pip ahead of where we started. Definitely want to make a little bit more progress than that. We should have time for 1 or 2 more games before the end of the episode, so we'll hop right into it. Here we are on the draw, but this is definitely a hand that I think has the potential to be explosive. Looks like we're into VV Prowess. Actually have not seen a lot of VV decks on this climb, which is, to be quite frank, very surprising to me. Get our mana dork in, we'll double Chocobo and then land drop. Or we could even just go for the Hydra straight up. Really just depends how we're feeling. I'll probably go for the Chocobos, because assuming it is VV, they have red. They may not be main decking. Well, they probably are main decking Fire Magic for best of 1. So maybe the Chocobos are not, but we'll get them to 3 right away. So as long as they're not holding up red mana. That's what our opponent's going into the tank for. Looks like Demir actually instead of Vivi. It's definitely interesting. I could definitely go for the Sazh Chocobos then. Want to go wide. Sleight of hand is interesting. I normally only see that in the prowess decks, but we'll see. I do wonder what our opponent is thinking about. Potentially they have a good 2-drop in hand they want to play as opposed to holding up removal mana or counterspell mana. Could definitely be Phantom Interference or really just any counterspell if they're more a control heavy deck. But we'll get our wide board going, then won't be able to board wipe until at least turn 5, probably with Deadly Cover Up. I'm okay with that. Keep Terramorphic Expanse as interaction. Sure, I'm okay with that. And actually, no, we'll go ahead and we'll crack it now for the green. I suppose it doesn't really matter. We don't have a way to get untapped green to keep this Hydra alive, which is unfortunate. At least not while playing it the same turn. But we do have double defend the Rider for it, which feels pretty good. Escape Tunnel coming in next. I think this Hydra has a decent chance of sticking around. Demir Mill. Okay, interesting. I don't think I would have placed them on that sooner, but we'll get this Hydra in for 4. Another fetch land is lethal, but we get a fortunate surrender from our opponent. Feel pretty good about getting another game in, and hopefully we can get one more win, get us back on track, and catch up on that lost progress from the last couple days. Last game of the day, we are on the play, but I don't think this is one of the hands I'm talking about. It is not explosive. All it has is the Chocobo and your removal, and it dies. If we top deck lands, we just lose. I think I'm okay to go to 6. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what I want to see. I really wish that this was a... I do really wish that this was a hand of 7, but I think we will send the... We definitely want these cards, and we want our lands too. Perhaps we send the land away and pray. We are on the play though, and so we're not getting that extra draw. I suppose the Traveling Chocobo is greedy. We have Bill and the Hydra. This gives us the opportunity to win the game. The question is, do we want to risk? We'll get 2 draws to find it. 26, it's a little under half the deck. I think we should find it more often than not, and I think the hands, or the games that we do find it, I'm pretty sure we win on the spot. So I think that this will win us more games than it loses us in the long run, putting the land to the bottom. Let's see, I think honestly I would like green mana. There's not a lot of room in the curve for else. Well, I'll say I'll really wish I put that Chocobo to the bottom, but it's okay. Still have another draw to find it. A little bit less chance now. It's probably actually really close to 50% to find it. We are into the mill, so it's important that we do find it. And we are super fortunate to find that off the top. Absolutely love to see it. We'll slap this Hydra in. They've got removal. Great for them. But it's a turn that they are not spending progressing their game plan, which I am totally okay with. Yeah, I'm totally okay. If they take a turn to kill the Hydra, it's a turn they're not putting a threat in the graveyard for Kavero. Sure. I'll get the Traveling Chocobo in, final land off the top, I hope. Not quite, but still pretty scary board to see for our opponent, I would think. Depending on what we see off the top, we could even Traveling Chocobo. I mean, if there's a forest on top, we could Traveling Chocobo twice. Let Bill get 3 counters in the next turn, hopefully eke out a victory with the doubling. Really would like to have some kind of answer for their turn for their 4-drop Cavero. And they have some pretty scary creatures to get in. I suppose nothing terrifying. Yeah, like I said, nothing horrifying to look at. I think the right choice is to just Sazh Chocobo. Well, I guess I don't have choice because I played it, but Sazh Chocobo with Defend the Rider up. Hopefully that Mossborn Hydra will be good even if they have to board wipe us. We'll have to see what they do with their turn. Definitely a lot of ways this could go. Okay. Well. I guess I could just discard the elves. The Chocobo to the hand is not the end of the world. Yeah, I suppose I'm okay with that resolving. I don't love not having the Chocobo on the board, but I think Defend the Rider is better suited for other cards. I mean, I'm probably just going to replay it this turn, so maybe playing Defend the Rider was the right choice there. Maybe it was the right choice. I think them binning their removal makes me think they have some removal in hand. I think the right choice is to Chocobo. If we find a land, it's just not a land. They're all hiding, I guess, which I don't hate. We definitely have things to play to get us back on track, but I really would prefer if we found another land. Actually, a fetch land off top, like a Fabled Passage off the top would be really nice. We can play the Hydra and then play that immediately. Get them pretty big and still Defend the Rider up. Feels pretty nice. And they have some threats in the graveyard for sure. For their Cavero. They don't have the threat in the graveyard yet. But they have some pretty scary ones. Yeah, there it is. Let me just bring her the last gift. Let's I don't want to mess with that at all. Let's try and do something on our turn. I mean, anything to deal with that at all. They have another Cavero. Well, that's exactly what we wanted to see, I suppose. I care a lot less because this can just make us sack it even through the Defend the Rider. But we lose if they play that no matter what, so we might as well commit to winning the few games where he doesn't. We'll put a couple counters on the Traveling Chocobo. We'll try and get them both out of Cavero range, I suppose. Okay. see it. We do have enough damage to kill them if they don't block. But if they have Kavero in hand, I mean, we just lose the game. If they don't have Kavero in hand, we probably win, because Mossborn Hydra. So it's really just, do they have the card? Which they probably do. I think statistically they probably have it more often than they don't, but there's always a chance. Always a chance. A little scary, little intimidating. Okay. And they can land drop for Kavero. That's for sure. They might mill themselves out, actually. If they return all creatures. They actually very well might mill themselves out. I really mill themselves out. And I actually get some creatures back, which is nice too. Well, all their creatures are gonna die. Oh, but then the Vein Ripper, they lose, huh? Okay. Or they win, because whenever a creature dies, I lose 2 life, and they gain. Okay. Well. Yeah. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Okay, it's definitely a different win con. I mean, it's the same deck. It's Kavero and whatever this card is originally named, Bringer of the Last Gift. I mean, it's those 2 cards. It's the same deck, but different win con. Definitely pretty cool. I mean, I like the idea of it. Actually, it's really nice. It is pretty resilient to getting milled out. Actually, kind of sucks for them. They have to choose all these manually. I will surrender. I won't make them sit through this. But yeah, unfortunate game to end the day, but pretty cool deck to see. As frustrating as the graveyard deck is, there's not a lot of interaction we have for it. It's definitely a cool deck. It's a fun deck to see. Reanimator is a really cool archetype. It's just unfortunate our deck doesn't have the greatest matchup into it. Not the best way to end it, but we did technically make progress today. For day 24, we'll get in one more typical climb, and then day 25, we'll play all day, grind until we get there, make up for some of that lost time, and hopefully we will be able to reach Mythic in time.